My boy Izzy from 801.
The more we ask, the more freedoms that we give to the government, or the more power you give to the government, the less freedom you have.
The less stronger we are. I agree with that.
Your freedoms are taken.
I agree with
for
that.
For every bit of security or safety that the government offers, that you turn in something, you are turning in a bit of freedom for that security.
Now here's the point.
So
here's the point. Here's the point we're making, though. Hear me out. So we pay taxes, we pay government. Either way, we're stuck doing it. Even when you walk in 7-Eleven to buy something, you pay taxes. You pay taxes when you work, so on and so forth. So if you've got white people who are racist white people who are killing black people specifically over the color of their skin, and it's doing it a lot, being disgusting, is that something the government should be up and dealing with, and it's committing burglaries and shit like that? Or is that something the government should be allowed to just push aside like a terrorist act? Post 9/11 of 01, after New York and what you see happen up in New York to the Twin Towers, is that something the government should be pushing away, or is that something that should be?
I don't think it's something that should be pushed away, but I also think it's something that should be addressed systemically. It's not just a one-time thing. It's not just a one thing. Like, when you address this racism shit, you got to understand that racism is all throughout our system.
Of course.
You get what I'm saying?
It's deep in the roots of the system.
Exactly.
All the way to the roots of the South. All the way to the roots of the
racism. I don't really just look at one individual.
And I'm not racist, and I've never seen you be racist. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
it should be, hey, if they're gonna crack down on it, you need to crack down on any organization that's spitting any type of racist rhetoric, and that's for any group of people, not just black, white, any group of people.
Here's the question too. Here's the question. After 13 to 14 schools, 8 hotels, and 20 residences that I went to as a kid, that's from the stepfather and the mother, who were obviously very good parents. The sister's permanently blind from their abuse. Now, going through all that, should I have a right to collect the $10,000 bounty, see police officers move in my favor? Because I've never received police protection before. So see the police officers move in my favor, collect the $10,000, and say I do music. Open my own label, do music, do whatever I want to do with it.
If you gotta win, if you turn it in the bounty, I mean, yeah, it's you.
What about the media, and how do you feel about the press? Should the press avoid that after they're running the ad in the newspaper on him, and he's a white racist person like that? Do they have an obligatory duty to expose both the government, the police? You know what I'm saying?
I get that, but we at a point now where the government kind of controls our media. So
it does.
You cannot ask for that.
But it's what we want to see, right?
You can want to see it, but we don't have no true journalism anymore.
Last but not least, the stepfather's from Dallas, Arlington, Texas, born in '64. Dallas, Arlington, who was shot in '63 in Dallas, Arlington. Today is the anniversary of Robert Kennedy's, he was shot today, June the 5th. Who was shot in '63 down in Dallas, Texas. Is there any chance that the white racism from my stepfather, what he's dealing with and a part of down in Dallas, might be a part of what shot John? Or is that just a conspiracy and thinking conspiracy?
I think it could be. I think that's more somebody else putting facts together, but you also got to realize it was a different time in 1960 for both people.
Definitely. It was a civil rights movement. It could be the civil
rights
movement. Way different. John.
As much as it, all right, so this is where I play reality. As much as it might publicize the civil rights movement, we're not talking about what people are discussing in their home. I can tell you right out there, yeah, we want integration, we want this, but if I'm in my home speaking something else, it's a different thing. So, like I said, when it comes down to the 60s were a different time. It was a completely different time. That was the time where your father might come pull you back in the house because you were talking to me.
That's right. Black people are not allowed in my home. You got to
also understand what I'm saying.
You're right.
This was a societal norm.
You're right. Last but not least,
saying that it was right, but it was a societal norm. So when you speak about things like that, you have to also take these things into consideration.
You're right.
How was he raised? What's his background?
You're right.